Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the No Bones Fight Talk. We have a very special guest, former English champion and Commonwealth title challenger, Dec Spelman. Thank you for coming, mate.
Pleasure, mate. Pleasure.
We know, yeah, you're a busy lad. You've been sparring today, haven't you? You've got a big fight coming up.
I've had the lad sparring,
Yeah, you've the lad sparring, yeah. You've got a big fight coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
BKFC debut. How excited are you, mate?
Yeah, very excited.
You said straight away, I'm buzzing.
Yeah. It's probably been a long time coming, to be fair. I mean, I've been toying with the idea past couple of years when I retired boxing. They offered me a bit of an offer, I think it was last February before when I first retired, but it wasn't the right time. So previously I've opened my gym and I've got a bit of time now where I can sit back and I feel like I've got more to give, so what better way than to take the gloves off.
Oh, I'm sure you have, mate. I mean, like being involved with that Marbella card and all other fighters you're looking after and coaching, I mean, I bet you're keeping well in there, aren't you?
Yeah.
Juice is flowing.
Very busy, yeah.
And what's it been like with new gym then?
Yeah, gym's busy. Really, really well. It's going really well. At the start it was steady. And then we just got affiliated by England Boxing as well recently, so that's been a long process. But now, yeah, we're getting between 43, 48 people a night in through.
Oh,
so
it's busy gym,
busy, yeah, very
good.
busy.
And it's all mainly boxing, yeah?
Yeah, boxing, yeah. Obviously, the past few years, I've took on the odd bare knuckle.
Yeah.
I've done well in it, actually, with the lads I've had in it. And then, yeah, I've just looked at every avenue, really. Got to keep it as professional as I can.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to be having these kids on, like, no offence, but like Spartan Wars and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to kind of
Keep it at a certain
at
level.
a higher
don't you?
level, yeah.
Yeah,
So kind of a bit picky what I choose. I have been offered a few lads on the lower ones and I've kind of turned them down. But yeah, it's just my preference.
You're just looking after your own interest, really, aren't you? You're not doing it to be spiteful, are you? Just looking after your own gym and
yeah, of course.
Yeah, good. So how did this BKFC event? How did it all come about? Then did you get in touch with them, or did you, like you said, you had an offer before, but this time round, was it Andrew Bakewell or?
Yeah, so a bit of a mad story. So basically, we was out in Marbella with Rico, and he had some management team message him, have you got anyone at 85 kilo want to fight in Russia in November? And I've been training while we're out there, just ticking over, and I can fancy that. What's the purse? Like 10 grand. We were like, you know, right, all right. So I said, here, sign me up for that. He says, you're not doing that. I said, sign me up for it. You sure? I said, put my name forward, see what he says. Anyway, he says, yeah, I'll have to get the promoter and we'll go from there. Anyway, I started training when I was out in Marbella. And I was heavy, mate. I was very heavy. So I thought, right, I'm getting
100 kilos.
It was only like
6.
100, yeah. And so I thought, right, I'll get my ass into shape. Anyway, it was 6 weeks, this fight. And I thought, if I just met this weight, it'd be sound that. I thought, yeah, 10 bags in. Anyway, I took it, and they said, look, we'll get the promoter. Anyway, we went through, I trained as if I was going to fight on this show. I can't remember what it was. It was a bit like Gromba, something like that. You know, it was around that kind of level. Good level. And so we looked into this kid who they offered. It was his first bare knuckle fight as well. And I thought, sound. So, yeah, that's basically how the journey started. Cut forward, I think it was like 3-4 weeks. I'm still ticking away training, and in the end, this guy who got in touch just said, "Oh, you're not needed. They're going to go for." They asked for some more highlight reels, so we sent them over. Said we're going to go with someone else. So I was a bit like, gutted. Anyway, in the process of all this, Andy Bakewell got in touch. It's like, "What's this? I've heard you fighting in Russia. Like, just be careful." Do you know what I mean? Like, stitch fighters up and that. I said, yeah. And then he told me a few stories of what happened with the English lad, what had gone over and they've changed opponents last minute and stuff like that. So I thought, right, okay. So bear it in mind. And then, yeah, as it all happened, it just materialised. It never materialised. So he says, look, you know, we'll give you a good offer to fight in Leeds, it was originally. And they was looking at doing a Leeds show. And I thought, well, I've got it in my head now, I want to do it. And I've been toying with the idea a long while. And I think I owe it to the lads as well who I train. It's all right me sitting outside, do this, do that. And I broke down the game a lot. I've looked into it a lot, and I know what it needs, but it's different when you're in there. Do you know what I mean? It's like anything. Anyone could be the best boxer in the world, but when they get in there, they can't box. You know what I mean? Like, it's so many dynamics to it. There's loads to it. So I feel I owe it to the fighters I trained. You know what I mean? And again, like, I don't want to be a flash in the pan. It's something I really fancy, and I think, especially with my style, I think I can really make an impact in it.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's one of my questions.
Yeah,
I thought, do you know what's your fighting style in general? To the people who haven't seen you fight.
I don't take a back step.
You don't think about the style.
I don't take the back step.
Right. Okay. You don't take the back step.
No. But on top of all that, like, my coach will tell you as well, I'm over with. I lost. I've gone back to my pro coach, so I'm with there. Like, I've got a very good fighting brain and boxing brain.
Yeah.
I don't need to come forward if I don't need to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can set traps. This kid on fighting is raw, rugged, comes forward. I think he's had 70, 80 MMA fights.
Yeah,
I'll probably look to try clinch
from
me
heavy
a little
MMA
bit.
background.
Yeah. So he's had 4 bare knuckles.
Who is that? Is it Tommy Leszek? Is it Leszek?
Yeah. So
Thomas. Yeah.
He's not. You know, he's no stranger to the bare knuckle game and the fight game. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to need to be on my ball. Like, if I stand there, swing away with him, like I've done in my previous fights before with the gloves, I give people a 50-50, but normally that's me creating the 50-50 against a better someone who's a better mover. I won't say better boxer. But with this, I'm going to have to use my brain a little bit. Set the traps. You know,
Does that excite you? That? You know you've got to be on ball.
Yeah.
Does that excite you a bit more?
Yeah.
Because we were going to ask you, like, first of all, we've looked at your record and stuff. I've seen some of your fights and all this, and you fought at really high level, world class guys, really.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're former English champion, title challenger, Commonwealth level. And I was going to ask you, did you, after like the break you had, like whether it was full retirement or semi-retirement, did you think about going back to boxing?
Yeah. So how this happened was, I was 10 days out from fighting Chef Clark on a Matchroom show, and pardon? It was Lee Wood. Lee Wood, yeah. That was on that show, and someone flagged up. Well, I've since found out they're pulling everyone, but so he said, "Oh, we've had a change in your scam." I'm like, right, okay. So you've got to go through the protocol. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I went and done it, and one of them was sitting a memory test. So, and there's a lot of money. This, like, you know, it's all private, like. Your medicals alone are expensive. I was getting paid all right though for it, so I thought I didn't mind paying it out. And so I went through with the protocol. On the memory test, I really struggled, but I'm severely dyslexic, so my memory, like, I've struggled, you know, like giving back. Not so much giving back information, but some of the stuff on this was really hard. And I spoke to a few lads who had done it before, and they struggled as well.
Yeah.
But my argument was I'd never done one before, so I'd never had the yardsticks to. Well, how can you judge off that? It's my first time I've ever done it. If you sat me down at the start of my licence, but before I even turned pro, then nobody's done it, and then I was like, whoa, hold on, something there, but there wasn't.
It's decreased or it's declined.
Yeah. So anyway, I really struggled with it. I was in there 3.5 hours. I shot up to Newcastle. Like I said, I'm 10 days out of this fight. And they said, oh, we're not really happy with it. But you can sit, so I'm thousands of pounds in at this point on my medicals, but you can sit in front of the board and we can discuss your thing. I went, nah, fuck that. So I went, nah, and that's how I left it. And I since after that had my follow up with the like neurological specialist, stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with your brain. There's nothing that we can see right now. There's nothing wrong with your brain. Now, given like on the letters and stuff I got, it was like suspected CTE. So basically, it's like they're putting stuff. It's a precaution so you're not getting it. But every fight is getting something. When you're fighting over 20 years, every fight is getting something. Every footballer is getting something from heading a football. Like it is what it is. It's just the British Board of Control. They are very stringent, and they've got to be. And myself, I've been involved in a boxing death. You know what I mean? Like I'm all for it. But I went down I did the right protocol, went down the right lines to make sure I was all right. So when I had this over the line, I didn't have to get a scan. I went and got a private scan, made sure everything was all good, nothing come up. Obviously did all my medicals, what needed to be done, my bloods and stuff like that. And I'm all good to go. So
no, that's brilliant.
Perfect, yeah.
I bet there was a big worry around all that time, obviously with you and your family, you know, it can't have been nice when obviously it gets flagged up that there might be an issue. I bet you.
Yeah.
It's horrible. I can imagine.
Yeah, it is.
It's your career, it's your livelihood, and it's obviously your health.
Yeah, and like all the way growing up, I wanted to be a boxer. I wanted to be a successful boxer, and I really felt as well. Like I moved up to cruiserweight at that point. I really felt I was coming into my zone. Like really did, and
what year was that?
That would have been
3, wasn't it?
2 years. I retired pretty much to the day, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think near enough. Yeah, last month. No, actually, yeah, sorry, enough to the month. So yeah, 2 years.
Yeah.
Bang on 2023 then.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well.
Yeah. Well, quite well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had a question as well. Bring back a bit about the your style and stuff. You know, the clinch work. This is a big thing now. Everyone's asking how will you fare in there? And because obviously you never did that before, and do you think that might be disadvantage to you? Or
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't work in the clinch. I've never worked in the clinch. I've done bits with Danny here and there, but I think like a prime example is Joe. Obviously, you've seen the other week.
yeah,
Joe goes having murders in that clinch, and it's not a nice place to be. Like when I've done a few rounds with Danny and stuff, he's showing me bits, picking stuff here and there. But I think you're just going to learn on the job.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't say anything on that.
Do you think with your footwork though and shape at ring, do you think you can avoid that?
Yeah,
being
you'd like to think
like
so,
an high level
but
boxer
I
with your experience
Yeah.
as well.
This is
Yeah,
I don't
being
know.
it depends
around
what
circle.
fight I fight,
Yeah.
doesn't it? If I go in there, get close and let him do me, it's my own fault, isn't it? But
Yeah.
end of the day, it's a fight, and what will be? If someone's going to try my head, I'm going to try to get him off it. Or I'll try to grab his head. Or do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I have worked for this. Do you know what I mean? Like I've not just gone, yeah, I'm going to do this straight into it. I break stuff down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was saying I think I've watched a few interviews before, and you've said that you look into it like your fighter, don't you?
Yeah.
You probably into his traits, his styles. Like some guys
the
kind
bare
of.
knuckle in general.
Yeah, in general, yeah.
Yeah.
But some guys don't watch so much tape, do they? Which is it's a bit crazy for me. That
Yeah, and again, like when I was boxing, I'd leave that down to my team. You know what I mean? It's like, and same now. If I've got guys out, I'll do the studying. Do you know what I mean? I don't want that on them. Regards to that, like what you said, looking into fighters, and I don't mean like that. I mean like in the full round game. So with the guy I'm fighting now, it's my coach has looked at him a little bit, seen a few little bits we can work on. That could all go out the window.
Yeah.
But try and work on bits, don't you?
It changes a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course.
What about your team then now? I mean, have you taken any of your boxing coaches across with you for this?
Yeah, so with Alistair, gone back and changed Scott McHugh as well. So
And they're the ones that will be cornering.
yeah,
or,
they'll be there on the night. Yeah, so
Would Rico be involved as well with his experience?
Rick will be there on the night. Yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to be in the corner yet. You're only allowed 2, aren't you? Unless you co.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
Unless you co one main, you can only have 2. Then you can have 3. Yeah.
I guess you only want one man speaking to you anyway, isn't it? You don't want
Yeah, that's
3,
it.
4 people giving
Yeah.
you their opinion.
Yeah. That's it.
You'd rather just have one man.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
No, for sure. Back to, if I can mention Marbella card that you attended, with Rico and there were Danny there, and I saw a few of Danny's vlogs. He were like doing a bit of recording and stuff, and I watched quite a bit of that, and it just looked like a proper team, you boys. I mean, it looked like an incredible event to start with, and I can only imagine what that, you being involved with that and getting taste back for competition again. I can only imagine what that did.
Yeah, well, me and Rico were out there for 2 and a bit weeks.
Yeah. Like you said before,
Yeah, so we went out there, got an apartment, and we just trained out there, got climatised a little bit. Which glad we did as well, actually, because Rico had a bit of trouble on the lead while we was out there. He was struggling sleeping, and so I'm glad we did that. And it was it was good as well. We got to meet like the owners of one of the main guys of BKFC Spain, and do you know what I mean? We made some really good connections out there.
Yeah. No,
really good connections, and trained out in the rival gym, was at paddle for a bit, just mixed it between the gyms, and met some really good
brilliant.
people.
Oh,
Yeah, because I mean, we got in touch with a couple of weeks back, and you said you went down to Spain, didn't you? With
Myself,
sparring, that's right.
Yeah. So we went out there and did a few rounds out there. But it was shit, to be fair. It was, it was I'm not gonna lie, it was torrential rain and wind. So yeah, that pissed on my bonfire. But yeah, it went out there and it was literally did not stop raining or winding it. Yeah, so
no
bit
way.
shit. But yeah, we got that working.
I think it's the same
How
now.
was sparring all right?
Sparring was all right. Yeah.
But someone's posted on Facebook today. It's the same thing now.
Yeah.
It's just torrential rain,
Yeah.
constant rain.
It's no good.
Yeah, not very good now.
No.
You sparred a lot with Matty Hodgson, didn't you? And
recently.
Recently, last few weeks.
Yeah, so we obviously I know Matty through just being on the circuit as well. And yeah, no, just got in touch, just said fancy some rounds. So yeah, come down to my gym. What was it? Yesterday, yeah, come down to my gym yesterday, did 6 rounds, got him out. Yeah, strong kid. Strong.
He's a good person to spar with because
he's a come
he has
forward
quite
fighter,
experience in every way, isn't
sparring,
he?
Stevie Taylor on Wednesday as well.
Right.
So he's coming down to my place, and he's fighting Conor Cook.
Yeah, it'll be a good fight.
So yeah, good fight.
So this card, mate, this card looks
stacked up.
Yeah, did you beat him, didn't you?
Yeah, I beat Stevie.
Yeah.
It was. I think it was his last fight. Yeah. So, but yeah, he looks an handful. He's the same weight as well. He looks an handful. So, I think he'll do well in it. To be honest, good.
Yeah.
Very good. A good boxer. Good boxing brain as well. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. The division's stacked. Every division now stacked.
Yeah, especially higher up, it seems that way.
Yeah.
Light heavy cruiser, that kind of weight, there seems to be like.
Yeah. Which is a good thing because, like in MMA, usually the light division is stacked up, isn't it?
Yeah, usually lightweight. Isn't it?
Yeah, all the lightweights. Like in UFC, I don't know how many of them, and they all killers, isn't it? They all top 5, like top 10 is crazy.
Yeah. We look at in the boxing, Javante Davis and all them people. That kind of weight is just stacked in it. Lomachenko, people like that. It's just
Yeah, and do you know Rico Franco and Danny Mitchell in AVT? How do you know them? Because you seem to be always around them, isn't it?
Yeah, so Danny used to be a pro boxer, didn't he? Like he's at the devil in the pros, and then
he did everything, didn't he?
So we're kind of we're kind of been in the same circles, but not in the same circle, if that makes sense. So we've always like kind of known of each other, but not mixed it with each other. And then. Obviously, as he started working with Rico, I started in lockdown. Me and Rico started training together. I don't even know how it materialised really. We started training together. I'd go into his back garden because like a few pads here and there. And then actually, then he mentioned the bare knuckle, and it was at BKB then. BKB, which is now BYB.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been. Was it after the first Jimmy fight? I think it was. It was before he had all his illness and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was obviously with him when we were going through all that. I wasn't really close then. Do you know what I mean? Like not now. We're real close now. But back then we weren't. But so that's kind of how that come about. And then it was kind of mentioned before when I was training. Would I do a bit with him? And I think the travel to Leeds was killing him a bit.
Yeah.
But he never. He kind of only did it. He did his own thing really. Same with Danny.
Yeah.
He's always done his own thing. They've done very well.
Self-taught type.
Self-taught. They've done their own thing and they've done very well. So when I retired, he just said, "Well, would you be interested in training me?" And I thought, yeah, definitely. So I thought it fills that bit of a void for me as well. Yeah. And it just signed for BKFC, and we just went through the levels and we ripped another arsehole on it, to be honest. We was really doing well. And what was good as well for me as well, like people were noticing how his boxing's changed, his form, do you know what I mean? Like if you look at his first few bare knuckle fights, it's one thing he's swinging in. And it's effective, very effective. Well, at the top level, you've got to have a bit more. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like and if you could have asked him right at the start of the BKB journey, would you have gone 5-2s with Austin Trout? Yeah. Do you know, you want to.
Absolutely.
He didn't, and not just that, he was boxing with the boxer.
Yeah, he was and
he didn't look out of place. He did not look out of place.
He was coming on heavy in later rounds as well.
He was,
He was pushing it,
Rico is impressive with keeping distance. You know, he knows that he has a reach, and he's very, very good with keeping that distance.
And the thing, a lot of people said, "I should have gone for it, Mate, when you're in there with that kind of caliber of fighter, you go for it, you will walk onto a shot. And I tell you now, what's the fight? I told him not to cross his feet, and he comes in and comes square on, and he just slight switch off, and he didn't do it very often. But slight switch off, boom, walked onto a shot, and I told him to keep his lead hand up. The shot we'll call it was a left up cross. Right up cross, sorry, because southpaw, and the backhand when he comes square, and it was just 2 minor blips through the whole thing, and he kept his form so well. I was so proud of him. Right. And and the 2 minor clips, and that's the elite. So you're telling me if you'd have gone for it from the start, you would have seen the final belt?
No,
not a chance. You've got to be clever with them fighters. You can't go in gun now. They see that all the time.
Yeah, there's levels.
You got to give them something more. You got to give them something more. Do you know what I mean? You got to make them think.
I thought it was incredible from where he's come and what he's been through as a fighter and as a man. And
it's like we said, there is levels and there is levels
for the world belt
against
an elite boxer. I thought he were, and coming on very strong in like 4th and 5th. I thought he was incredible.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Jimmy Sweeney, we had him the last week. No, the week before. He was really impressed as well. He said it's incredible. He said he stood with the boxer for 5 rounds, and elite boxer as well. He goes, it's just impressive.
Yeah,
he had nothing but good word to say about it.
He kind of Jimmy said. Obviously, we asked him about his trilogy fight as well. It's 1 inch going into it, and it's a massive event over in Florence, 26th of April. Is that right? I'm sure you'll be there, won't you?
I'll be there, yeah.
Good man. But yeah, Jimmy was saying he was looking forward to it because going into the first fight, both fighters went through. Both could argue that they probably shouldn't have fought. Maybe Jimmy wanted condition. Rico went through all his, his troubles basically, physically. And we were saying that. I mean, this trilogy fight, both of them like on point. Healthy. It's I mean, what a fight that is. To be fair, I mean,
both
he was saying shape, he wants Show to start with, but he says as he like digested it a bit more, he was saying if it wasn't for like a title, maybe he'd be thinking, don't want to go over that ground again. But if you had European title into it, and it's 1 each, and they do get on, don't they? As well, he said that they've done a bit of sparring. They get on.
Jimmy, we get on.
Yeah.
I was actually training off with his coach at the time when we took the fight, Pete.
Well, over in Leeds?
Yeah, we did a little bits here and there. And, so it just never really come to anything. But, yeah, so we all get on. Do you know what I mean? It's all get on, and it's mutual respect. But they'll definitely try to take each other's heads off in that bell rings.
Oh, yeah, he said it. Yeah, he said that. So I'm going to knock you out, lad. That's it.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Do you know what you mentioned before? He said that as well. Do you know, especially he says when he doesn't mind to do it. When he's not training for the fight, like to spar with anybody. Really, he says I'll spar with anyone. I don't mind to help out. But when the fight is coming up and he has to be on top of his game, he said he only spar with the best. So, like you said, when you're at gym, you only select certain people. It kind of makes sense because. Yeah. If somebody's sparring, which I never thought of that before actually, sparring, say, an average, fighter, and you're an elite fight, you start slowing down because you don't have to keep sharp, don't you?
Like when I was in the pros, if you were, when we was around the Midland area level, you look for English level. When I was getting to English level, you look for British Commonwealth. When you're looking for the Commonwealth around the British level, you go higher. Sparring people like Jack Massey, who was the IBO at the time.
Because like that.
Yeah. Do you struggle with like bare knuckle as much though? I mean, how do you like balance it really? Because Jimmy Sweeney's record's crazy. He's had 20 odd bare knuckle. There ain't many guys, like most of them maybe had 4 or 5, maybe.
Yeah, well, Jimmy was one of the OGs, wasn't he? He's
I can't remember. I think he had 26 amateur fighters, wasn't it? Yeah, was it just something around there? And then obviously you went.
But I know when we spoke to Danny, that's what he likes about it, because it's raw.
Yeah,
it's like it's almost like going back to the old MMA days. Where it's kind of maybe like yourself, probably more of a straight boxer, obviously a really good boxer, against somebody from MMA background, obviously can fight.
And then put that in with the clinch work.
So for me as well, I mean, to be fair, we've just got really into this because we're MMA fans. We're
kind of learning on really, every time somebody comes.
We've been to a few events now. It's fucking blown us away. We've absolutely loved it. The events as well. The fights are incredible. The 2-minute rounds. Everything about it's exciting and there's a massive buzz about it. Obviously, like we said, many people have said with Conor involved, these shows are getting bigger and bigger. But for you, I mean, what kind of deal have you just signed a 1-fight deal?
Just one. It's not really. It's not as much able to go because I don't plan on being a flash in the pan. It's just I don't want to tie this down yet. Do you know what I mean? See what spot.
Yeah. So you're just testing waters, kind of, and you don't know where you're going to go from there.
Kind of suits all parties.
I want to stay. I'm staying regardless. 100%.
Oh, you're staying in bare knuckle then?
That's what I want to do. Yeah. When I had to think about it, I thought I've got more to give. I want to put it into something. I don't want to go back to boxing.
And you got time. You're still young.
If I might do, I'm 33.
Just turned 33, aren't you?
Yeah, just turned. Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean the average age of these guys mid-30s. So
well, I want to say
there ain't many with your pedigree of boxing, is there?
No, especially not in this country.
Yeah.
But they're signing more and more.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Well, that's what it is.
There's a few like whispers of who they are signing, and there's some big names going to come through. Yeah. 100% because they're offering decent money as well. Like it's more risk. Well, people don't mind the more risk if you get the
career is obviously short, isn't it? You can't just
because it is, that's why.
Unless you're Jimmy Sweeney, then
you're very But then, if the level was at it was now, would he have the longevity in his career?
Yeah, good question.
You know,
and
like,
with his training
back then,
regime.
you know, I'm sure I tell you yourself, back then it was like pick somebody out of the crowd sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, he was saying
like,
he'd been on the bender for 7 weeks on Summit fights.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
you're
fighting.
not going to get away with that.
You're fighting tomorrow,
no
Jimmy.
chance,
Oh no, it's next
now
week.
it's
Oh,
prop
no,
athletes,
like,
isn't it?
wow.
Before it was just the guys who
this
like
is
like to fight. Now
This
it's
is it.
athletes going in there. It's
That's
just
right.
It's only going. The sport of the bare knuckles only going one way, isn't it?
Yeah, which is
You know,
another reason I've set my mind to this. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's it is going up, and
I think
not just the BKFC. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's other there's other companies coming through, and it'll come up like you said. Then the MMA, you've got PFL, UFC, you've got obviously Bellator, but they've all got these. There's so many coming up, and this will be the same. You know what I mean? Like in this country, you got Bad to Bow, and that they're doing well now as well. And yeah, it's just only going to grow and grow and grow. So yeah, it's interesting.
But you know, like I thought about this the other day that you know, like BKFC itself, a lot of fighters, like you said, are over 35, and they need that young talent because you know, with young talent, you bring the young fans as well, so they kind of need to grow.
And I think that's
younger.
I think that's why Joe got such good reception as well.
Yeah.
You know, like it has randomising. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, obviously we're going to mention that. I mean, you cornered him a few weeks ago, and he's kind of took it by. He's obviously made his debut up in Newcastle, up in Newcastle, and he's got a big following on socials. He's 20 years old, good-looking kid.
Yeah.
He's got a big future, really. I mean, how did you get involved with? How did that come about then? I mean,
so Neil Wayne, who was coach at the time, took a back step from the gym. I rang Neil actually when he got in touch to get on with it. I was a nice man, and so his main sponsor is a good friend of mine. So he just got in touch. He said, "Look, is there any chance you can do a bit with Joe? He's a little bit closer than travelling to Pontefract."
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But yeah, I just said, yeah, come down, have a look. So we brought him down with him. I was training him at the time. I was doing a bit with my mate on Saturday or something. So we come down, I had a look at him, looking for a few pads and that, and yeah, he seemed to enjoy it. But obviously, he said, well, we'll work the corner. So we did that with a lad from his gym as well.
Yeah.
And I knew John Ferguson quite well because I was obviously trained Danny to fight. But I knew that Joe was not the same fighter as Danny. Do you know what I mean? Totally different.
Yeah.
I mean, no better, no less, whatever, but totally different fighter. So yeah, it was kind of interesting that. And he tried to, if it's a sense in the bare knuckle, he tried to old man him a bit. I think he tried to hustle him. And he's a bit of a veteran now, isn't he? Yeah. He knows the score. Do you know what I mean? He's conditioned. He's not daft. So he was trying. He knew he'd get close, and he got a little bit too close on trying to land them body shots. And although they come off, he sustained a bit of damage in the process. But he'll only learn from that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's he'll only learn, and it'll make him a better fighter.
Yeah, he did say, didn't he? I got hit. I didn't like it.
What was he like then? How far do you think he can go, Joe? I mean, with his age and his talent,
you need to bring the young talent through. So sky's the ceiling, isn't it? Really? I mean, if you want to be, how long do you get in the bare knuckle world? It's hard, you know.
It's hard to say as well, really.
You smash your hands to bits, you smash your face to bits. It's an hard game. I can't see anybody going through like a Bernard Hopkins in it. Still being there at 50-odd-year-old.
Yeah.
It's not really going to happen, is it?
Making comebacks regular as well.
Yeah, so I can't really see that. But he's gave his the best chance to
he made
be
a
the
really
best
good
in
impression, didn't he? He made a really
That's
good
right,
impression.
yeah, he's gone out, he's done the business, and he's
it's funny,
a character.
You know,
and every sport needs characters.
Basically on one side there was all press, corner, and we were there. And there were some people from press and some not, but they were just there anyway. I don't know what they were doing there anyway. But soon as he delivered that, and we were like, well, so they realized we know him. People walking up to us and they go, who is he? Who is that? We go, Joe Lister. Is that his debut? We go, yeah, he's only 20-year-old. They were like, fucking hell.
It's good for sport, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
of course it is, yeah.
I mean, we spoke to Danny. He had a bit of a different opinion. He was saying it's more of a seasoned fighters type of game.
Yeah.
Because if you get into it at 20 and you get cut bad, because that cut you got was bad as well, wasn't it? It was deep cut, yeah.
Bad.
Like you've just said, with hand breaks and obviously face getting messed up a bit. I mean, is it more of like a seasoned guy's game?
Yeah.
But for us,
it's good to
say
that, can't we?
Yeah.
until
there's no
someone
proof.
like Joe can change the narrative.
That's it. Yeah.
But I don't think he's the first, and I don't think he's the last. There will be other
kids.
kids.
A kid on it. I'm sure there's a kid on it, 18-year-old. A while back, I'm sure there was. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it was either that or BYB.
It's going to be super interesting.
I'm pretty sure.
It's going to be super interesting.
It could have been BYB, but I'm sure there was a kid on it, 18-year-old, and he looked good as well.
Yeah. I think it'll be more and more like that, won't it?
It's only good for the sport.
There's lads watching from our gym, young lads, 16, 17 years old, like, I want to do that. Yeah. And it's like, well, hold on a minute.
Danny was saying the same as well. He's got like camera few lads
everyone's
down
keen for it. But you just got to be like, no. Let's just
I
get
think Danny said like 14-year-old kid walked up to him, isn't he? He goes, I want to be a bare knuckle boxer.
I think they're buying into the lights, don't they? They're buying into the lights, the occasion, and the Conor McGregor situation. Yeah. I want to be around that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it does look great from the outside, but when you've had a fight and you've got a broken hand and an eyelid hanging off,
takes it forever to recover.
A bit of a different turn, doesn't it? So
your knuckle is somewhere there, pushed all the way back.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing. You remember UFC, the very early days. Almost none of them stuck around because the brutality of the sport was they all got really bad injuries really, really quickly. 2, 3, 4 fights, they were out. That's it. They never came back.
I've got a question.
Handful of them stayed.
Yeah, I've got a question for you though, Dec. And it's a bit of basically, as fight fans, most people that don't really know game that much, they'd say straight away, like from the eye, MMA is more vicious than boxing, for argument's sake. And then the argument onto that is a lot of people, bare knuckles more dangerous than straight boxing. But I've heard, like David Spelman, he said he's done some tests not so long ago, and there's more concussions in boxing than these actual in bare knuckle.
When you break it down, aesthetically, it's worse. Cuts.
But the
cuts
break,
but damage.
Damage-wise, no, it's not, is it? Because for starters, you're not doing 12 threes, 10 threes. It's 2-minute rounds. It's 5, maximum 6. We've got to
and you're not getting hit 200 punches a day, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think I've cut my sparring right down for this. You know what I mean? Just precautionary, really. But I don't want to be getting my head rattled every week, to be honest. You know what I mean? I've done that, been there, done it. I don't want to be doing it. We did quite a few rounds in touch rounds, Rico. Touch round the MMA gloves, get the range. You know what I mean? Like I started in a lot of pads with the MMA gloves. That's just started this week. Doing just hitting them with a fist, real feel for it, because you can hide so much in the glove. So as much as what I tell people to tell you, if you get clobbered around the head with one of them 10-ounce horsehair gloves, it hurts. And I imagine it's a very different pain, but it rattles your brain. At least with a shot, it's a pinpoint bang. It might split you open, but it's a pinpoint shot. It's like getting with about something in it. It's not.
It looks more vicious on eye because of blood and because of cuts and a lot of fights.
It's very different.
But like you said, with concussive side of it, we're actually, we're a big.
So when you break it down, but you break it down. The boxing is more dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah.
But to look at it, obviously I understand that the bare knuckle looks a lot more.
But you broke it on that podcast. You broke it down then in percentage-wise and number-wise, and I think it said every single year in boxing, between 23 and 26 people die in the worldwide, obviously. In bare knuckle or MMA, 0. Yeah. So that shows the difference. It's just obvious, isn't it?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Though.
It's just interesting to, a casual or whatever. It was straight away you'd say, bare knuckle's worse, it's more dangerous. Like straight away, and then you'd probably say boxing, these MMA's worse. Do you understand what I mean? How it's perceived, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It looks more brutal, isn't it? It's kind of, if you will, it's like old school gladiator sport, isn't it? It's just blood everywhere. It's the show, isn't it? That everyone wants to see.
The gloves were only brought in originally to protect the hand, weren't they?
Right,
Before we wrap it up, would you like to mention some sponsors you have? Or?
Yeah, so we've got a few on board. We've got O'Hara Financial, Green Brothers out in Retford, Mark Midson at Breve, which is like saunas and ice baths. Highly recommend that if anyone wants to jump on that. Other side of Fawn.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, so other side of Fawn. TLS Group, which is also Mark Midson and the lads over there. And I think that is it. Probably forgot someone there. No, I think that's about it. So, also XS Gum Shield as well. They've just come on board.
Oh, right,
smashing the.
I think I've seen them on
great
Instagram.
designs. They've got some brilliant designs.
So it's kind of a last minute thing from me, and I kind of put it on him a little bit. I've only got this time. And he's like, don't worry. So
good.
went down, got me in for a fitting, and he's on with it now.
Also, you've done quite well with tickets, haven't you?
Yeah,
You've got a
well
good
over 100
following.
tickets.
Oh,
yeah,
brilliant.
well over 100
29th of March.
Yeah, so there's loads travelling down. It's a right trek for me.
A few hours,
it's
absolutely.
2 hours 20, something like that. So a majority of I just made it. I think they're making a weekend out of it, really.
Yeah.
So
Brilliant.
it'd be good. A lot of pressure, and there's so many different outcomes of how this fight can go. And I'm not stupid. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that I've had the boxing career I've had. I'm going to walk in and do the same thing here because I don't think I will. I think I'll need to get conditioned to it. Need to learn the game, learn on the job. But again, like I've been around the bare knuckle for a while now, and I've been ringside at most of them, or literally on the canvas. So I've been up close and personal, and I think I'll definitely make an impact in it.
No, for sure, mate. I mean, the card, like we haven't really talked much about the card itself, but I mean, there's some brilliant fights on there.
Yeah.
And we'll be there for sure.
No.
We definitely.
Big shout to Frankie Wow as well. He's one of my main sponsors. There's one in the back of my
head. Did you hear one of his tunes?
Yeah, big shout to Frankie. Luke Stars. He's jumped on board of main sponsor. So
right.
Yeah, buzzing. He's helped me out massively.
No, brilliant.
Yeah, so
we can't wait to see you, mate. It's going to be a cracking show.
Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here, and thanks for coming.
No problem, mate. Thank you.
And we'll hope you have him here again. Jesus Christ.
We'll get on after.
Yeah, and
main man Matt is not here, so he'll be saying, "You bastard, you're getting on best guest when I'm not here." But yeah, like I said, we appreciate you coming, mate. It's been a bit of a trouble for you. You've had a busy day. Well, 100% we're going to be there. We'll catch you hopefully after you.
Yeah. Good luck on 29th.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers for coming.
Cheers.
Thank you.
The No Bones Podcast.